Paul, where do you get all your ideas for stories?
A lot of them are taken from role-playing games I've run over the years. I get inspiration from movies, even cheesy movies. Sometimes I'll just take an element of a movie and think, what if? That's always a good way of looking at it.
Aren't cheesy movies your favorite?
I don't know if I would say favorite. I watch a lot of cheesy fantasy movies because older movies especially are cheesy because the effects weren't up to scratch. They didn't have the know-how to create CGI stuff like they do nowadays. And, you know, there just hasn't been a lot of fantasy movies compared to other genres.
What's one of your favorite cheesy movies?
Wow. I really like watching the old Robin Hood, Knights of the Round Table,
Yes.
Those kinds of movies. They're always a laugh, especially, I shouldn't say laugh, they're good stories. Some of the sword fight scenes are a little on the ridiculous side. They used to speed them up to make them look more dramatic.
Yes.
But then the swords are bending like they're made out of plastic or something, I don't know.
But there's been some good fantasy movies too, like Lady Hawk was a good one.
Lady Hawk was a very good one, yeah. It's all about characters more than anything else.
So that's what you're watching for, is the characters and...
Characters and plot elements. I was never a big fan of Conan and those, we'll call them primitive fantasy for lack of a better term. I mean, they were entertaining movies, but they're not my genre that I write in. I prefer more of a medieval kind of a feel to my fantasy. But even, you know, Conan stuff had some really cool, interesting concepts in there. And a lot of those concepts you can sort of take and think, well, what if I twist this a little bit?
Well, didn't you recently reread all the John Carter of Mars series?
I did, yeah. They're a bit dated in terms of their story and plot line, but one of the things I really enjoy about John Carter is the character of John Carter has this attitude that if he's still alive, he still has hope. Like, he's a very hopeful individual. The stories are pretty simplistic by today's standards. There's not a lot of plot to them. The plots generally consists of a prince/hero of some kind rescuing a woman who needs help, princess usually. It's funny how it's always princesses, isn't it?
And you've reversed that in yours because the princess doesn't need help.
That's right, yeah.
Actually, all of your books have strong women in them, don't they?
To my mind, it doesn't matter if a character is male or female as long as the character themselves are interesting.